I never expected to be telling this story. Even now, sitting in my corner office at Anderson and Reed Advertising, watching Chicago's skyline shimmer in the morning light, it feels surreal. The view from the 47th floor is a daily reminder of how far I've come and how quickly everything can fall apart. I'm James Bennett, 32, and until 3 months ago, I was engaged to the woman I thought I'd spend my life with. But before I tell you about how my brother Nathan got my fiancée pregnant, I need to explain the years of family dynamics that led to this point. Without that context, you might think this is just another story of infidelity. It's not. This is a story about patterns that started long before Victoria ever came into our lives. The Nielsen report I should be reviewing sits untouched on my desk, next to my Harvard Business School diploma. That piece of paper cost me 5 years of working 2 jobs while taking out loans, while my younger brother Nathan dropped out of community college and got a new car as a consolation prize. But I'm getting ahead of myself. My phone buzzes. Another message from Victoria. My fiancé of 5 years wants to meet for dinner at LeBlanc. It's the kind of place where they don't put prices on the menu and require a jacket just to get through the door. In our 5 years together, we've been there exactly twice. When I got promoted to senior account manager and when I proposed. The fact that she's choosing this place sends warning signals through my body. Mr. Bennett? Jenny, my assistant, appears in the doorway. Her expression suggests she's been trying to get my attention for a while. Your 10 client call is in 5 minutes, and Mr. Davidson from New York is asking about the Q3 projections. Thanks, Jenny. I straighten my Armani tie, a Christmas gift from Victoria, and try to focus on work. That's always been my refuge. Excel at the job, prove them wrong, work harder than anyone else. Push the projections to tomorrow morning and have the creative team's mock-ups ready for the client call. As Jenny leaves, another message pops up on my phone. This one's from Nathan. Hope dinner goes well tonight, bro. Something about his message makes my stomach clench. My younger brother, the golden child of the Bennett family, has been oddly interested in my relationship lately. I should explain about Nathan. Growing up, he could do no wrong in our parents' eyes, while I was constantly criticized and punished for the smallest infractions. This wasn't subtle favoritism. It was blatant and relentless. When we both got straight as in high school, Nathan received a new gaming system and a weekend trip to Six Flags. I got a pat on the back and a reminder to keep it up. The pattern never changed. A calendar notification pulls me from these thoughts. Weekly team performance review 15 minutes. I gather my materials, but my mind keeps drifting to Victoria's dinner invitation. The last time she was this formal about meeting, she was accepting my proposal. Now, something feels different. Wrong. My phone lights up again. A LinkedIn notification. Nathan Bennett, rising entrepreneur, has updated his profile. I almost laugh. His latest venture, some kind of crypto social media platform, is burning through our parents' retirement fund just like all his previous sure things. Meanwhile, I've spent the last decade building my career from scratch, earning every promotion, working nights and weekends to prove I'm worth something. Mr. Bennett? Jenny again. Your brother Nathan is online too. He says it's urgent. I stare at the blinking light on my phone. Nathan's version of urgent usually means he needs money or wants to brag about his latest business idea. With the team review in 10 minutes and Victoria's cryptic dinner invitation hanging over me, I make a decision. Take a message, I tell Jenny, and hold all calls during the review, unless it's Victoria. If I'd known what was coming, maybe I would have taken that call. Maybe I would have confronted Nathan right then. Or maybe some things are just inevitable, set in motion by years of family dynamics and unspoken resentments. Either way, in less than 12 hours, my entire life would be turned upside down. Later that morning, team review. The conference room on the 47th floor offers another stunning view of Chicago, but none of the 12 people seated around the table are admiring it. My team is presenting their quarterly numbers, and despite my personal turmoil, I'm proud of what I'm seeing. The Thomson account is up 23% year over year. Sarah Chen, my lead strategist, reports. And we're projecting another 15% growth by Q4. I nod, making notes on my iPad. Work has always been my sanctuary, the one place where effort actually equals results, where I'm judged on merit, not measured against Nathan's golden child status. My phone vibrates silently against the table. Another message from Victoria. Reservation at LeBlanc confirmed for 7:30. Please don't be late. We need to talk. Those last 4 words send a chill down my spine, but I force myself to focus on Sarah's presentation. The Thomson account is our biggest client, and their success is directly tied to my team's performance. I can't let personal matters interfere with. Mr. Bennett. Sarah's voice cuts through my thoughts. Should we move forward with the digital campaign expansion? I look up to find 12 pairs of eyes watching me expectantly. For a moment, I'm transported back to family dinners, where my opinions were ignored in favor of Nathan's latest schemes. Not here. Not in my workplace. Yes, I say firmly, but let's double the social media budget and cut back on traditional channels. The demographics support it. The meeting continues, but my mind keeps drifting to Victoria's message. To Nathan's odd behavior. To the growing sense that something is terribly wrong. Early afternoon, Anderson and Reed office. The hours crawl by like wounded animals. Between client calls and strategy meetings, I find myself staring at old photos on my phone. Victoria and I at the Amalfi Coast last summer. At her brother's wedding in Aspen. At the Christmas party where I first realized I wanted to marry her. Mr. Bennett, Jenny's voice comes through the intercom. Your father is holding on line 1. He says he needs to discuss something about Nathan's new business venture. Of course he does. Nathan's latest failure, startup, is burning through money faster than his last 3 combined. I take a deep breath, straightening the family photo on my desk. It was taken at my Harvard graduation, my parents looking proud but distracted, Nathan somehow managing to be the center of attention, despite it being my day. Tell him I'm in meetings until 6. The lie comes easily after years of practice. And Jenny? I'll need the Thomson files before I leave for dinner. My email pings, a message from Olivia, my cousin, and one of the few family members who sees through Nathan's act. Hey, James. Heard through the grapevine that Nathan's latest venture is tanking. Mom says Aunt Patricia and Uncle Douglas are talking about a second mortgage to keep it afloat. Want to grab coffee this weekend? Liv. I start to reply, but another message pops up. Victoria, again. Can you make it 7 instead of 7:30? There's something important we need to discuss. The knot in my stomach tightens. In 5 years together, Victoria has never been this insistent about a dinner. She's a PR executive, trained to manage communications and control narratives. This forceful urgency isn't like her. Late afternoon. Client meeting. The numbers speak for themselves, I tell the clients from Detroit, gesturing to the presentation on the screen. Our targeted approach increased engagement by 47% while reducing overall ad spend. The clients nod approvingly, but my mind keeps drifting to Victoria. To Nathan's strange messages. To the growing sense of dread that's been building all day. My phone buzzes again. Nathan. Hey bro, tried calling earlier. Let's grab lunch tomorrow? My treat. Got some big news to share. The message feels wrong, like a loaded gun, poorly disguised as a paperweight. Nathan never offers to pay for anything. In 30 years, He's never once picked up a check. Mr. Bennett, one of the clients, is looking at me expectantly. About the Q4 strategy? I force myself back to the present, but the sense of impending disaster follows me through the rest of the meeting like a shadow. Late afternoon, office. After the clients leave, I find myself standing at my office window, watching the sun sink behind Chicago's skyline. The city is beautiful at this hour, all gold and shadow, promise and threat. Jenny knocks softly. "The Thompson files you requested, Mr. Bennett." And, "Your mother called again." 3 times. "Thanks, Jenny." I take the files without turning around. "You can head home. I'll see you tomorrow." Once she's gone, I loosen my tie and sink into my chair. The Thompson files, normally the focus of my attention, lie unopened on my desk. Instead, I find myself scrolling through recent photos on my phone. There's something odd about them, something I've been too busy to notice. At the office charity gala last month, Victoria is standing slightly apart from me. In the pictures from my cousin's wedding 2 weeks ago, she's checking her phone while I'm giving my toast. And in every recent photo, she's wearing oversized clothes, avoiding champagne. My blood runs cold as pieces start clicking into place. The morning sickness she tried to hide. The loose-fitting dresses. The sudden aversion to her favorite wines. But we haven't been intimate in months, both too busy with work, with wedding planning, with... No, I whisper to my empty office. And no. My phone buzzes again. "Victoria, on my way to LeBlanc now. Please don't be late. We really need to talk." I stand up so quickly my chair slams against the wall. The Thompson files scatter across the floor, but I barely notice. I need to get to that restaurant. I need to be wrong about this. God, please let me be wrong about this. LeBlanc Restaurant, 6:55 p.m. LeBlanc sits like a crystal palace in Chicago's Gold Coast, all gleaming glass and old-world elegance. The maitre d' recognizes me from my proposal dinner here last year. "Mr. Bennett, welcome back. Ms. Chen hasn't arrived yet, but your usual table is ready." Our usual table. The corner spot by the window where I'd gotten down on one knee. Where Victoria had cried and said yes. Where everything had felt perfect and possible. The sommelier approaches with practiced grace. "The Bordeaux you enjoyed last time, sir?" "Not tonight." My voice sounds strange to my own ears. "Just water for now." The restaurant fills with Chicago's elite. Hedge fund managers, real estate moguls, the kind of successful people my parents always wanted Nathan to become. A couple at the next table is celebrating an anniversary. The husband keeps glancing at his watch, probably worried about the babysitter. Such normal concerns. Such ordinary anxieties. My phone buzzes. "Nathan again. You'll do the right thing, won't you, bro? For the family?" Before I can process what that means, Victoria arrives. She's wearing a loose-fitting black dress I've never seen before. Her usual confident stride replaced by something more hesitant. Her engagement ring, the one I spent 3 months' salary on, catches the light as she nervously adjusts her hair. James. She won't meet my eyes as she sits down. Her designer purse, a gift from my parents last Christmas, sits between us like a barrier. "You're pregnant." The words come out before she can speak. The couple at the next table glances over, then quickly away. Victoria's perfectly made-up face crumples. "How did you? Is it Nathan's?" The silence that follows is answer enough. Around us, LeBlanc continues its elegant dinner service. Someone orders champagne. A waiter describes the evening's specials. The world keeps turning while mine stops dead. "It wasn't supposed to happen like this," Victoria whispers, tears threatening to ruin her mascara. Nathan. He said you were too focused on work, that I deserved someone who could give me more attention. It started at our engagement party. Our engagement party. The words taste like ash. You've been sleeping with my brother since our engagement party? He understands me. Victoria's voice takes on a defensive edge. He's emotionally available. He lives off our parents' money? I cut in. Fails at every business he touches? That's who understands you better. That's not fair, she protests. Nathan has vision. He takes risks. He's not just safe like me. I laugh, and it sounds horrible even to my own ears. Safe, reliable James. Always working, always trying to prove himself. Not like perfect Nathan, who gets everything handed to him on a silver platter. James, please. She reaches for my hand across the table. Her bracelet, another gift from Nathan, I now realize, slides down her wrist. I stand up so abruptly my chair scrapes against the hardwood floor. Heads turn. The maitre d' takes a concerned step forward. How far along? My voice is barely controlled. 3 months. Victoria's hand moves protectively to her stomach. James, I know this is a shock, but we need to handle this like adults. Your parents already know, and they think. Of course they do. The pieces click into place. The strange messages. Nathan's sudden interest in my relationship. Let me guess. They're thrilled? Golden boy Nathan giving them their first grandchild? They're being very supportive, Victoria admits. They think maybe this is for the best, that everything happens for a reason. I pull out my wallet and drop several $100 bills on the table. Here's a reason for you. I've spent my entire life competing with Nathan for everything. My parents' love, their approval, their attention. But this, I gesture between us. This I won't compete for. You want Nathan? He's all yours. You deserve each other. James, wait, Victoria's voice cracks. What are you going to do? I turn back at the restaurant's entrance, aware of the scene we're causing, past caring. I'm going to do what I've always done, Victoria. I'm going to survive whatever the Bennett family throws at me. But this time, I pull off my Rolex, a graduation gift from my parents that suddenly feels like it's burning my skin, and drop it on an empty table. This time, I'm done playing their game. The warm Chicago night hits me like a wall as I step outside. My phone is already buzzing. Nathan, my parents, probably Victoria. I silence them all and open my ride-share app. I need to get to the gym. I need to hit something. I need to make sense of how my life has imploded over Wagyu beef and crystal stemware. Behind me, through LeBlanc's pristine windows, I can see Victoria crying into her napkin. A small, cruel part of me hopes her mascara stains it permanently. Late evening, Elite Fitness Center. Elite Fitness caters to Chicago's upper echelon, the kind of place where hedge fund managers and tech entrepreneurs come to maintain their bodies as carefully as their portfolios. Tonight, the usual crowd of designer workout gear and AirPods has thinned to just a few dedicated regulars. The monthly membership costs more than most people's car payments, but right now, the privacy is worth every penny. I'm 40 minutes into destroying my knuckles on a heavy bag when my phone starts buzzing again. The screen is a battlefield of notifications. Mom, 8 missed calls. James, answer your phone right now. We need to talk about your behavior at LeBlanc. Nathan is devastated. Dad, 3 missed calls. Call your mother. Stop being childish. Nathan, 12 messages. Bro, we need to talk. Don't make this harder than it needs to be. You're acting crazy. Victoria, 15 messages. Please let me explain. It wasn't supposed to be like this. We can work this out. I slam my phone into my gym bag and throw another combination at the bag. Each impact sends shockwaves up my arms, but the physical pain is almost welcome. It's cleaner than what's happening in my chest. Your form's getting sloppy. The voice freezes me mid-punch. Nathan stands there in pristine Lululemon gear that probably cost more than a week's groceries for most people. He's sporting his usual smirk, the one that's gotten him out of trouble our entire lives. Get out. I turn back to the bag, trying to control my breathing. My lawyer will be filing a restraining order tomorrow. A restraining order? Nathan laughs, moving closer. Come on, James. Always so dramatic. Just like when we were kids and you'd cry to Mom about everything being unfair. He makes air quotes around the last word. Unfair? I stop hitting the bag and turn to face him. You slept with my fiancée, got her pregnant, and you want to talk about what's fair? These things happen. He shrugs, casual as if we're discussing the weather. Victoria and I. We connected. She needs someone who can be there for her, not some workaholic who. My fist connects with his jaw before I can think. The perfect white smile our parents paid thousands in orthodontics for disappears in a spray of red. Nathan staggers back, more shocked than hurt. You bastard, he charges forward, and suddenly we're on the ground, trading blows like we're 12 and 8 again. Except this time, there's no Mom to pull us apart, no Dad to tell me I should know better because I'm the older one. I get in several solid hits before I feel hands pulling me back. The gym manager and 2 trainers are there, faces grim. Both of you, out. Now. The manager's voice cuts through the haze of violence. We're calling the police. Nathan pulls himself up, blood streaming from his nose, staining his designer workout shirt. You're crazy, you know that? No wonder Victoria chose me. No wonder Mom and Dad always. I lunge for him again, but the trainers hold me back. Nathan backs away, that familiar smirk returning despite his bloody face. This isn't over, James, he calls as he heads for the door. You can't hide from family forever. I slump against the wall once he's gone, adrenaline giving way to exhaustion. My phone is buzzing again. Probably Mom, having already received Nathan's version of events. The version where he's the victim, where I'm the unstable one, where everything is my fault. Just like always. The gym manager is standing over me, arms crossed. Mr. Bennett, I'm sorry, but we're going to have to terminate your membership. This kind of behavior. I nod, not really hearing the rest. My knuckles are bleeding. My jaw aches where Nathan got in a lucky shot. And somewhere across town, my pregnant ex-fiancée is probably comforting my injured brother while my parents plan how to spin this latest family drama. Do you need us to call someone? One of the trainers asks, looking concerned. I laugh, and it sounds broken even to my own ears. No, I say, pulling myself up. There's no one left to call. Late night, James Gold Coast apartment. My apartment feels foreign when I return, like walking into a museum of a life that no longer exists. Victoria's influence is everywhere. The art she chose, the throw pillows she insisted would add character, the framed photos I now can't bear to look at. Even the coffee maker, a $900 Italian masterpiece she said we absolutely needed, seems to mock me. My phone hasn't stopped its relentless assault. As I ice my swollen knuckles, the messages keep flooding in. Mom, 6 new voicemails. Nathan's at the emergency room. They think his nose is broken. How could you do this to your own brother? James Alexander Bennett, you call me this instant. The doctor says he might need surgery. Your father is furious. This behavior is unacceptable. Think about what this will do to the family name. Dad, 2 new voicemails. Your mother is hysterical. Fix this. Now, this isn't how a Bennett man behaves, James. Victoria, 23 new messages. Nathan's nose won't stop bleeding. How could you be so violent? The stress isn't good for the baby. Please, James, we need to talk about this rationally. Olivia, one new message. Heard what happened. Nathan had it coming. Call me if you need anything, cousin. I'm about to turn off my phone when a new email arrives from HR. Dear Mr. Bennett, in light of recent events and their potential impact on the workplace environment, Mr. Anderson requests your presence in his office tomorrow at 9 a.m. to discuss a temporary leave of absence. Perfect. Just perfect. 3 a.m. Unable to sleep. The city lights paint patterns on my ceiling as I lie awake, my mind replaying every moment of the past 5 years with Victoria. Every late night at work when she said she understood. Every family dinner where Nathan paid her just a little too much attention. Every time my parents compared us, subtle and not so subtle. Nathan's so spontaneous, isn't he, Victoria? Not like James, always planning, always working. You must get bored with all James' business talk. Nathan's stories are so much more interesting. Oh, James got another promotion? That's nice. Did you hear about Nathan's new business idea? My phone lights up again. A text from Sarah's sister, Emma. James, I'm so sorry. Sarah told our parents everything. They're mortified. Dad's already contacted his lawyer about removing her from the family trust. I know it doesn't help, but we're all on your side. Small comfort, but at least someone's family has a moral compass. I get up and walk to the window, looking out over the city I've called home my entire life. Chicago stretches out below, a maze of lights and shadows, possibilities and dead ends. Somewhere out there, in one of those glittering buildings, Victoria and Nathan are probably together, planning their future, while my parents figure out how to spin this latest family drama. My laptop sits open on the kitchen counter, the Anderson and Reed logo glowing on the screen. I find myself opening the internal job board, scrolling through positions in other offices. Seattle catches my eye. They're looking for a senior account director. 3,000 miles might be far enough to escape the Bennett family drama. My phone buzzes one final time, a text from Nathan. Mom and Dad think you should take some time to cool off. Maybe see someone about your anger issues. We're all worried about you, bro. I pick up the nearest object, a crystal whiskey glass, another of Victoria's choices, and hurl it against the wall. The sound of shattering glass is satisfying in a way I can't quite explain. As I clean up the mess, I find myself laughing. It's not a happy sound. 5 years of relationship, 32 years of family dynamics, all coming down to this. Me, alone in a luxury apartment at 3 a.m., picking up pieces of broken crystal while my brother and ex-fiancée prepare to become parents. I open my laptop again and start drafting an email to the Seattle office. Maybe it's time for James Bennett to disappear, at least from Chicago's corporate landscape. Let Nathan have his perfect life with Victoria. Let my parents dote on their golden child's baby. Let them all think I'm the unstable one, the failure, the disappointment. I've spent my entire life trying to prove myself to the Bennett family. Maybe it's time to prove something to myself instead. The next morning, Anderson and Reed. The office feels different this morning. The whispers stop when I walk past, replaced by that artificial busy work silence that screams louder than words. My swollen knuckles and bruised jaw tell a story that's probably already made its rounds through the corporate grapevine. Mr. Bennett? Jenny hovers in my doorway, her professional demeanor barely masking her concern. Mr. Anderson is ready for you. And your mother left 17 messages with reception this morning. She's threatening to come up. Alert security. No family visitors. Period. I straighten my tie. Not the Armani one from Victoria anymore, but a plain black one that feels more appropriate. And Jenny? Start gathering the Thompson account files. All of them. Mr. Anderson's corner office makes mine look like a cubicle. He's been with the firm since before I was born, and every award on his wall reminds visitors of that fact. James. He doesn't stand when I enter. Sit down, son. I'm not his son. Thank God for that. The parking garage security footage is interesting, he continues, turning his monitor so I can see. There's Nathan getting out of his Mercedes, paid for by our parents, of course. Your brother visited 6 times last week, always during your lunch break. Always meeting with Victoria in her car. My stomach churns. Even here, in my sanctuary of work, Nathan had been destroying my life. Additionally, Anderson continues, this morning's Sun Times Society page makes for fascinating reading. He slides the paper across his desk. There it is, in black and white. Prominent developer's son announces surprise engagement to PR executive. The photo shows Nathan and Victoria leaving LeBlanc last night after I'd gone. She's touching her stomach. He's sporting a bandage on his nose. The company can't afford this kind of drama, James. Clients talk. Other firms talk. Anderson's voice is almost gentle. We're prepared to offer you a generous sabbatical package. 3 months, fully paid. Or, the Seattle office needs an experienced hand. Fresh start. Clean slate. Your choice. I think about my apartment full of Victoria's touches. About running into them at client events, society functions, family gatherings. About watching my parents dote on their grandchild while pretending I don't exist. When can I start in Seattle? Afternoon, human resources. The transfer paperwork takes hours. Every signature feels like another bridge burning. Every initialed page, another tie to Chicago severed. My phone hasn't stopped. Nathan, new message. Mom's hysteric about you leaving. Don't be selfish. Family needs to stick together. Victoria, new message. Your parents think you're having a breakdown. Please get help. Think about your future niece or nephew. Mom, voicemail. How dare you try to transfer offices without discussing it with the family? We raised you better than this, James. Nathan and Victoria are trying to make things right. Why can't you? I delete them all. A new email pops up from Olivia. Cousin. Mom told me about Seattle. Good for you. I was at the club when Aunt Patricia was telling everyone about Nathan and Victoria's beautiful love story. Nearly choked on my mimosa. Aunt Susan, you know, Mom's sister, actually stood up and told her she's reaping what she sowed after years of playing favorites. It was glorious. Half the club heard. Stay strong. Not all family is toxic. Love, live. Evening, packing up the office. Jenny helps me box up 5 years of career achievements. Awards, photos, client mementos. My life measured in corporate milestones. The Seattle office is lucky to have you, she says, carefully wrapping my Harvard diploma. And, for what it's worth, most of us think your brother and Victoria are awful people. I manage a small smile. Thanks, Jenny, for everything. My phone buzzes. Emma, Victoria's sister. James, you should know, Mom and Dad have cut Victoria off completely. Dad says she's no longer welcome at family events. Mom's already had her written out of the will. I know it doesn't help, but not everyone thinks what she and Nathan did is okay. Take care of yourself. Emma. Late night. James' apartment. The packing company has already taken most of my furniture. What's left is a sea of boxes and memories I'm not sure I want to keep. A knock at the door makes my heart race. But it's not Nathan or Victoria. It's Olivia, holding a bottle of scotch and wearing an expression of fierce determination. Thought you could use some help packing. Or drinking. Or both. For the first time in days, I feel something like hope. 2 days later, Jane's apartment. The sun rises over Lake Michigan, painting my half-empty apartment in shades of gold. Most of my possessions are either in boxes bound for Seattle or donated. What remains feels like an archaeological dig through my relationship with Victoria. My phone buzzes with a new email, the Seattle office confirming my start date next week. As I read it, another message arrives from an unknown number. Dear Mr. Bennett, this is Margaret Walsh from Elite Fitness Center. We need to discuss the incident with your brother and pending legal matters. Before I can finish reading, my doorbell rings. The security system shows my mother in the lobby, clutching what looks like a family photo album. My finger hovers over the intercom button before I remember the restraining order my lawyer filed yesterday. I text security instead. Patricia Bennett is not authorized to enter. Please escort her out. My phone immediately explodes. Mom, new message. How dare you have security remove me? I'm your mother. Dad, new message. Your mother is crying in the car. Fix this now. Nathan, new message. You're breaking Mom's heart. As usual, you only think about yourself. I'm about to silence my phone when a new message appears. From Victoria. James, please. The baby deserves to know its uncle. Your parents deserve to be grandparents. Why are you making this so difficult? Attached is an ultrasound image. Something snaps. I find myself dialing Victoria's number before I can stop myself. James? Her voice is careful, practiced. Thank God you called. We need to. Listen carefully. I cut her off. I don't want anything to do with you, Nathan, or that baby. Ever. You all can go to hell. How can you be so selfish? Her PR training slips, emotion bleeding through. This baby is innocent. Your parents are devastated. Nathan. Nathan? I laugh. And it sounds foreign even to me. Nathan gets everything he wants, as usual. Congratulations. You're perfect for each other. Both of you living off my parents' money. Both of you thinking you're entitled to whatever you want. Both of you. I'm pregnant, she's crying now. The stress isn't good for the baby. Why can't you think about someone besides yourself for once? I end the call and block her number. Later that morning, legal office. My lawyer's office overlooks Millennium Park, but I barely notice the view. I'm too busy reviewing the restraining order paperwork. Your brother violated the temporary order by coming to your gym, Sarah Matthews, my lawyer explains. That strengthens our case. However, she hands me a document. He's filed assault charges over the incident. I scan the police report. According to Nathan, I attacked him unprovoked, possibly due to a mental breakdown. He's concerned about my stability and worried about the safety of his unborn child. Of course he is. I set the report down. What's our next move? We counter-file for harassment and violation of the restraining order. But James, Sarah leans forward. Your family has resources. They've hired Carlton Davis. Carlton Davis, the lawyer who represents half of Chicago's elite. The kind of lawyer who charges more per hour than most people make in a week. They're going to paint you as unstable, Sarah continues. The angry, jealous brother who can't handle his ex-fiancée finding happiness with your more successful sibling. More successful? I can't help laughing. Nathan's never succeeded at anything except spending our parents' money. Doesn't matter. Perception is reality in court. Are you sure you want to pursue this? I think about Nathan's smirk at the gym. About Victoria's manipulative tears. About my mother's photo album. And my father's disappointment. Yes, I tell her. I'm done letting them write the narrative. 1 week later, Chicago County Courthouse. The courthouse feels colder than it should for a summer morning. Victoria sits with Nathan in the front row, her loose maternity dress making her condition obvious now. My parents are beside them, a perfect family tableau. Mom's already dabbing at her eyes with a monogrammed handkerchief. My lawyer notices me staring. Eyes forward, Sarah whispers. Don't give them the satisfaction. Carlton Davis stands at the opposing counsel's table, his $5,000 suit and silver hair screaming old money and influence. He's building a narrative. I'm the unstable older brother, jealous of Nathan's success, unable to handle rejection. Your Honor, Davis begins, my client's fear for their safety. Mr. Bennett's violent outburst at Elite Fitness Center demonstrates a pattern of escalating behavior. I watch as he spins the story. According to Davis, I'm having a mental breakdown. Nathan and Victoria found love naturally after my workaholic tendencies drove her away. The pregnancy was unexpected but joyous. The assault at the gym was unprovoked. When it's our turn, Sarah presents the evidence methodically. The gym's security footage showing Nathan seeking me out. Text messages proving harassment. Timeline of events demonstrating their affair started long before Victoria ended our engagement. Furthermore, Sarah adds, Mr. Nathan Bennett has violated the temporary restraining order 3 times in the past week alone. The judge, a stern-faced woman in her 60s, listens to both sides without expression. When she speaks, her voice cuts through the courtroom's tension. I've seen enough. The restraining order is granted against Nathan Bennett, Victoria Chen, and Douglas and Patricia Bennett. 300 feet, no contact, effective immediately. My mother lets out a theatrical sob. Nathan's face darkens with that familiar rage I remember from childhood. The look he'd get when he didn't get his way. Victoria just stares at me, one hand protectively over her stomach. As we leave the courthouse, Nathan tries to approach me one last time. This isn't over, he hisses. You can't hide behind a piece of paper forever. Sarah steps between us. That's another violation, Mr. Bennett. Would you like to go back inside and explain to the judge why you can't follow a simple court order? Afternoon, Anderson and Reed. I'm in my final client meeting when Jenny bursts in, looking panicked. Mr. Bennett, I'm sorry to interrupt, but your mother's in the lobby. She's showing baby pictures of you and Nathan to everyone. She's crying about her boys and refusing to leave. The clients exchange uncomfortable glances. I stand, my chair scraping against the floor. Excuse me for a moment, gentlemen. The scene in the lobby is exactly as Jenny described. My mother has commandeered the reception area, a photo album open on her lap, surrounded by uncomfortable-looking employees. And here they are in the bathtub together. They were so close. She looks up, sees me, and her face crumples. James, tell them about how you and Nathan used to be best friends. Mom, my voice is steel. You need to leave. Now, or I'm calling the police for violation of the restraining order. Your own mother? She clutches the photo album to her chest. After everything we've done for you? Security. I call to the front desk. Please escort Mrs. Bennett out. As security approaches, she turns to the gathered crowd. Do you see? Do you see how he treats his family? While his brother and Victoria are preparing for their baby, I don't hear the rest. I'm already walking back to my office, Jenny close behind. Mr. Anderson wants to see you, she says quietly. About that personal sabbatical. Evening, Anderson and Reed Executive Office. The Chicago skyline glows red with the setting sun as Mr. Anderson delivers what we both know is coming. James, you're one of our best. He stands by his window, Manhattan in hand. But this situation, The scene in the lobby today. We have a reputation to maintain. On his desk, the society pages mock me. Baby joy for Bennett family. A love story. The photo shows Nathan and Victoria at some charity event, his hand proudly on her growing belly. The Seattle office is still interested, Anderson continues. Clean break. Fresh start. 3 months paid leave first, to let things settle. And if I stay? He turns, his expression genuinely sympathetic. James, your mother is staging scenes in our lobby. Your brother's lawyer is hinting at a workplace harassment suit involving Victoria. Take the transfer. Later that night, Chicago streets. I drive aimlessly through the city, past the landmarks of my life with Victoria. The restaurant where we had our first date. The park where we used to walk on Sundays. The art gallery where she first met Nathan. My phone keeps buzzing. Rachel Chen, Victoria's sister, just saw the article Mom and Dad cut Victoria off completely. Dad's already changed his will. We're all disgusted by what she did. Olivia. Aunt Susan ripped into your mom at the country club today. Called her out for decades of favoritism. Wish you'd been there to see it. Nathan. Blocked. You can't avoid family forever. Stop being a child. Victoria. Blocked. The doctor says stress isn't good for the baby. Why are you being so difficult? Mum. Blocked. I'm sending you Nathan's first ultrasound pictures of your niece or nephew. Family is everything, James. I end up at the lakefront, watching waves crash against the shore. Chicago spreads out behind me, a city of memories I need to escape. Late night. James' apartment. The Seattle paperwork sits on my kitchen counter, next to a half-packed box of kitchen supplies. A new email arrives from the Seattle office. Dear Mr. Bennett, we're excited to welcome you to the team. Your apartment in Capitol Hill is confirmed. My phone rings. Olivia. Just checking if you're okay, she says without preamble. Mom says Aunt Patricia is telling everyone you're having a nervous breakdown. I'm fine. I look around my half-empty apartment. Seattle's confirmed. I leave next week. Good. A pause. Nathan and Victoria announced the pregnancy at the club today. Your mom made a big scene about her first grandchild. Aunt Susan actually stood up and left. I close my eyes, imagining the drama. How's Nathan taking the restraining order? Oh, he's playing the victim perfectly. Claims he's worried about your mental health and how it might affect his child. She snorts. No one with half a brain is buying it. Another email pops up from Victoria. James, I've attached the latest ultrasound. Nathan, and I hope you'll reconsider being part of your niece or nephew's life. Your parents are so excited to be grandparents. Why can't you just be happy for us? Victoria. I delete it without opening the attachment. I need to go live, I tell my cousin. Early meeting tomorrow. Take care of yourself, she says. And James? You're doing the right thing. I look out at the Chicago skyline one last time. Somewhere out there, Nathan and Victoria are planning their perfect life. My parents are dreaming of grandchildren, and the Bennett family drama continues. But for the first time in my life, I won't be part of their story. 3 weeks later, Seattle. The constant rain outside my new Seattle apartment feels appropriate. 3,000 miles from Chicago, and still the messages don't stop. Emma, Victoria's sister. Victoria's throwing a gender reveal party next week. Mom and Dad refuse to attend. They're still mortified by what she did. Mom. Blocked. New voicemail. James Alexander Bennett, how dare you change your phone number? We're your family. Nathan and Victoria are naming the baby Douglas, if it's a boy, after your father. You're being incredibly selfish. Olivia. Update from the Chicago drama front. Nathan's latest business venture failed. Shock. Aunt Patricia is trying to refinance their house to help him through this rough patch. Uncle Douglas is furious. Morning, Seattle office of Anderson and Reed. My new corner office overlooks Puget Sound. The space is bare except for my Harvard diploma and a single photo, me and Olivia at her wedding, before everything fell apart. Mr. Bennett, my new assistant, Maria, appears in the doorway. The Chicago office sent over the Thompson files. And your mother somehow got our office number. She's called reception 6 times this morning. Standard protocol, I remind her. No confirmation of my employment here. Of course. She pauses. Also, there's a package from Chicago. Security scanned it. It's a photo album. I sigh. Return to sender. My phone buzzes. A text from Nathan that somehow got through my blocks. Mom's heartbroken. The baby's your family too. Stop being so damn selfish. I delete it and turn back to my work. The Seattle skyline disappears behind a curtain of rain, washing away the last traces of Chicago. Evening, Seattle apartment. The local news plays in the background as I unpack the last of my boxes. A notification pops up on my laptop. An email from Sarah, my lawyer. James. Nathan violated the restraining order again. He's been posting about you on social media, claiming you're mentally unstable and need family intervention. I've documented everything for the court. Also, your parents' lawyer reached out about family mediation. I declined on your behalf. Stay strong. Sarah. I close my laptop and walk to the window. Seattle spreads out below, a city of strangers and fresh starts. No family drama, no betrayals, no golden child Nathan, or perfect Victoria, or disappointed parents. My phone buzzes one last time. Olivia. Hey cuz. Thought you'd want to know. Aunt Susan finally said what everyone's been thinking for years. Told your mom she's reaping what she sowed after decades of favoritism. Half the family witnessed it. Miss you, but glad you're free. Love, live. I look out at the rain-soaked city. 3,000 miles might not be enough to escape the Bennett family drama completely, but it's a start. For the first time in weeks, I smile. Epilogue. The Seattle rain becomes a constant companion, washing away the last traces of Chicago, of Victoria, of the life I left behind. The Bennett family drama continues without me. Nathan and Victoria's perfect life. My parents' doting grandparent act. The endless cycle of favoritism and manipulation. But here, in this city of rain and new beginnings, I'm finally writing my own story. And that's worth more than any family name.